Welcome back to the Saturday Doobie Feature, guys. The #1 movies and marijuana show in the world, universe, whatever you guys feel like, really. But today we're talking about the Phantom Menace.
Some may say #1 in a galaxy far, far away.
Very far away. The Phantom Menace is very far away from this galaxy.
Oh, it's coming at you. Sorry, I was listening to Byron serenade us. Welcome back to the world's #1 movie and marijuana show in the world. It's the Saturday Doobie Feature. I'm Justin.
I'm Byron.
And today we're talking about 1999's cinematic opus.
Cinematic failure.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's Star Wars on weed. That's right. It's the second part of our very highly regarded series.
The Lucas films.
You know, this is actually the #1 Star Wars on weed show in the galaxy far, far away in the universe.
This is very true.
We're racking them up, all the numbers.
Listen, as professional doctors, we can only concur on this, you know.
Wear your glasses. You forgot the glasses this week. The people are going to be upset on the live stream.
You guys
we
really
got
like
the
the
live
glasses?
stream going too. If you want to check us out while we're filming, we go live while we're filming. So check that out. Do you guys know about technology?
Did you guys know about the social medias?
You know, speaking of, I love
Instagrams?
technology. Remember when they added like 10 minutes to Napoleon Dynamite, and it was like the last like real thing that ever happened in the world, like the last one true thing that we ever got?
Dude, remember when they started the opening scene of this movie with trade negotiations?
Remember how
30 minutes.
Before we talk about every problem with the Phantom Menace, I do want to thank Zen Noho. Thank you for this fine cannabis. We have some White Zombie. We've got some pre-rolls from the Lowell. Maybe you've heard of them. Beautiful packaging. Beautiful stuff. I'm gonna get into it.
Shit.
Yeah. So why don't you tell people how much you love intergalactic politics?
Before I take a sip, I gotta make sure. Star Wars, Phantom Menace. Okay. First of all, why does the movie start with 30 minutes of negotiations? Just pure boredom. They're trying to set up the story.
It's funny. George Lucas knew that this was the #1 like wanted movie in the entire universe. For 16 years.
Motherfucker, I wasn't born yet, but I could tell you it was trash.
People didn't even expect this, you know? And I mean, people wanted more Star Wars for so long. It wasn't like it was now where you get like new Star Wars every 6 months, like it's like an app update or something.
I know, but it's just...
But I'm saying, so all that hype, all that emotion, like I remember when the trailer came out. Remember when the trailer came out on TRL? And they had John Williams' Duel of the Fates music video? Remember that? So I'm saying, hotly hyped. It was big. It was hyped, you know, for its time. So then everyone's really excited. Waiting online back in the day. Remember, people used to wait online like 30 minutes before 30 days, you know, waiting outside of the men's Chinese theater.
48 hours before
and the first thing you see when you get in the theater and you're all excited about 30 minutes of galactic trade negotiation on the ship. Politics. I think, but that's I think always the one thing that George Lucas really loved about Star Wars.
Yeah, I know the politics. No,
space politics.
Yeah, but not like that one is so cheesy, you know. Secondly, second problem with the movie. They make Qui-Gon Jinn look like an asshole. He's like the shit, okay? Top 5 Jedis. Top 5. Nobody can fucking argue me on this. Right?
I think it's no secret to everyone that this is not the fan favorite Star Wars movie. For, you know, unless you were maybe, you know, 5 years old when this came out at the time or something. So maybe we can get to the bottom of like, where did they go wrong? And we're saying it a little bit, like they went wrong maybe in the pacing a little bit. Maybe they went wrong in exactly what we wanted to see out of it. That's something, you know, Pat Oswalt would always talk about. Like, I don't care that Darth Vader was a little boy. Like, what do I care? Everyone was a little boy. I don't care what they were doing at the time, you know? But I think one thing I was thinking about with this movie is like, it was compared to the old Star Wars, which were like commercialized. They had toys and stuff. Yeah. Like, everything was so out there when this movie came out. Like, every character had a Pepsi can, and every character had like a combo at Taco Bell, and like, and it made it, I think, too obvious. It took the mystery away. Yeah. You knew everything that was going to happen in the movie because you knew at some point this kid's going to be Darth Vader, and you knew at some point he's going to turn on him, and you knew. So it takes away that like impetus.
And I can't really remember specific things, but to go on that, like, Star Wars has already fucked up by doing that with the toys, where they reveal certain characters before the movie has, and with trailers, like, you know.
Well, that's also the spoiler nature of today. I mean, like, I remember going on to like Ain't It Cool News back when this movie was coming out just to find out, like, you know. So I'm part of the problem. I will say that. You know, like it's our need to like know these things that like does contribute to the spoiler. I'm everything I ever hated. But you know, I mean, so the other thing that's really cool or funny about the movie, I think, you know, as a kid, there's a lot of really great designs in the movie because obviously, like, it's a Star Wars movie. But for a movie that takes place 32 years before the older movies, it's almost like the technology is so much better, and you're like, did Steve Jobs like die in the Star Wars universe? Like, did their Steve Jobs die and like all the designs like started getting bad? No, I think
no, that's not
more so.
Whatever reason you think.
No, they're in a galactic war. Episode 4, 5, and 6 is in a war. That's like saying like the 30s. You know, the 20s had a lot of really cool stuff, and then the 30s had you know, the beginning of World War II. So it became a lot leaner, I think, in the technology. No. I just mean they had like water breathers and stuff like that, and all the pod racing and all that kind of stuff. They don't even talk about pod racing and
it's just different
Empire
planets and
Back.
different economies on how they are. That's just how the planet is. If it's four planets, four planets.
I feel like you know so much about trade economics now from watching this movie again.
Listen,
you know,
all you need to know is Star Wars will teach you everything you need to know. Politics, trade economics, just watch Star Wars.
I mean,
just
things,
not 1, 2, 3.
Things I did like about the movie. Watto.
I like that he goes around and talking like this.
Jedi. Slave capture,
you know, CGI, funny. I also, when I was a kid, I really liked that the movie ends with all like 3 action scenes that kind of go on at the same time. Like, I thought that was kind of cool as a kid. That like you do have like a decent amount, like 45 minutes of like not decent action, but like you're so starved the rest of the movie.
Like, you're going through different stories with like
you got the Gungans on Naboo, and you've got like, you know, Jar Jar's like mixing around on the tanks and stuff.
Apparently, just
funny.
fucking taking out an entire army while being clumsy.
Well, Anakin's using the Force power to apparently like pilot a ship, you know, or whatever.
Bro,
Was it what he was? And then also one of legitimately the best lightsaber battles in the entire series.
It was a good
between that was a real duel of the fates.
And that's where we learned firsthand the high ground always wins.
That's where it comes from. There you go. And you know, everyone complains recently, spoilers about The Last Jedi, like, oh, they killed Snoke, blah blah blah. Look what happened to Darth Maul. Like he's technically you know, referred to again, kind of back since Solo or whatever. They're trying to like right their wrongs, but that's the original one of that, like killing off someone that people really appreciated and thought was really cool. Really thought there was going to be. So don't act so surprised, Star Wars fans.
I mean, he died, but he didn't die, you know.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean he died, but he didn't die? Well, because he's a robot and whatever. I know, but like, that's what I'm saying. They fixed that now, but that was never the intention back in the day. That was fixed by not George Lucas people. That was fixed by people who were like, oh man, we really goofed on cutting that guy in half. You know? You ever get that? You ever have that? This is some spliffin' sap. Hello, Jack. Helio Jack. This is like the other day when I went to Arby's and I thought it was Bronco Derby sauce, but it's Bronco Berry sauce.
I don't think I've ever been to Arby's.
Bronco Derby sauce is a way cooler name, I think. I'm sorry. It's the sauce. It's like a fruity sauce for your jalapeno poppers. Oh, I was gonna take a dab. I mean, like, I'm down for that after. May I? Take a dab?
Yeah. So, Phantom Menace, to end it, I would say.
Pod racing's cool.
Pod racing's cool.
They never really talked about that again, but it gave us a great video game. That was cool.
That was a cool game. Very fun racing game. Let's see. Pod racing's cool. Politics suck. Don't include it the first 30 minutes, unless you want people to leave. What else? Cool lightsaber duels.
That part with the big fish. There's always is that really Star Wars? You know, and they did the same thing in Force Awakens. We're gonna talk about that soon, but where there's like a 20-minute aside with those tentacle monsters, and you're like, okay, I get it. You know.
And to end it, cheesy but cool.
Cheesy but cool. You know, it's one of those things that like we're never gonna get something that cheesy again. So like now we appreciate it, I think, on that ironic level. You know, I do at least. I'm not like one of those haters now. I hate the new ones way more than I hate Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I could agree with that. But they're still trash.
That's just because
of real people.
Yeah. So thank you, George Lucas, for putting yourself out there in this Peace.
And don't take this the wrong way. I still love you.
I think I definitely feel like George Lucas is just watching right now,
He's
smoking
like,
a bowl, probably vaping. I don't think he'd be
this
big.
fucking asshole.
He's not like a big. I think he'd be vaping some like.
Bopping.
Doobie Feature, very interesting. That was my George Lucas.
Kermit the Frog?
Basically, George Lucas is Kermit the Frog. Thank you, Hollywood Redux. Justin _ Gentile on Twitter. Just Gentile on Instagram.
Byron _ Lord B. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming back. Thanks
We
for
missed
joining us.
Derrick today, so check out at the Derrick Scott. Stay safe, stay high. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. If you like our other episodes, check us out, subscribe, like, tell us what you're smoking on below.
All the joints, all the blunts, all the bowls, all the bongs,
All the stars, all the wars, all the U's. Thanks,
joints.